I smoke weed every single day. Just about. I am also a productive citizen to society, keeping my status on the dean's list with ease now that I don't suffer from horrible migraines. Although it is true that I do smoke to keep away the migraines, it would be a lie if I said that was the only reason. Recreationally, it is just flat out relaxing and fun, and I don't understand why it's illegal to smoke marijuana. Marijuana as a whole should be completely legalized, and not simply for medical patients, but for anyone above the age of 18. No one can dispute the medical qualities that marijuana contains. It has been proven by multiple scientists that it destroys cancers in our bodies, the most commonly produced study. But it also helps reduce and cure many other medical issues. Pain from injury, trauma, mental illness, epilepsy, and a multitude of other health issues have been proven that it reduces. I definitely have first-hand experience in the effects of marijuana has on people with epilepsy watching my aunt struggle. She is prone to having grand mal seizures, which are the worst and most intense kind a person could have. She has even had some while driving, which could have killed her or someone else. She is prescribed 4 different medications just to combat this, which costs her a small fortune every month. My aunt lives on a limited income and cannot always afford her pills. It is also inconvenient to have to take 4 different medicines for one problem, so she turned to medical marijuana. CBD, one of the active chemicals in the cannabinoid, is the anti-epileptic and anti-inflammatory that helps heal the masses. Since becoming a medical marijuana patient in her state 5 years ago, she has not suffered from one single seizure. Marijuana is not physically addictive, nor is it truly mentally addictive. However, mental addiction depends on the individual's will, and we are all addicted to at least one thing that isn't classified as a drug. Try going without your cell phone for 3 days and let me know how you feel. It is literally impossible to overdose from THC, one of the active chemicals in marijuana that causes the euphoric high people experience. Overdose on marijuana cannot kill you, because in order for it to do so, you would have to smoke your body weight in just an hour, which is completely impossible, and you would die from lack of oxygen rather than too much of the bud itself. In other terms, it would take 40 times the amount of THC that it took to get you high to kill you. In comparison to alcohol, it only takes 5 times the amount it took to intoxicate you to kill you. The overdose people might experience from weed is actually called greening out, and the worst it can come to is paranoia, anxiety, shortness of breath, nausea, vomiting, or disorientation. Generally, none of this happens, especially if you take the proper dose. But it is still shorter than the side effect list of many prescription pills that doctors push. Currently, marijuana is legal in Oregon, Colorado, Washington, and is planned to be legal soon in Alaska. It is legal for medical patients in 24 states, including our own in Michigan, California, Hawaii, and even our country's capital, D.C. Isn't it crazy to think that the president could go spark up a doobie on the White House and most of us will be thrown in jail if we do? It is decriminalized in most states as long as the user is above the legal age of adulthood and carrying less than 1 ounce. Many states decriminalized marijuana because it was costing their state way too much money to apprehend the peaceful pot smokers, while in other states it was voted in by the population. Obviously, the people of America want the legalization of marijuana, with 53% in support in the most recent polls. And we're supposed to let majority rule. The biggest argument against marijuana legalization is the gateway drug problem. It is believed that those who indulge in marijuana will want a stronger, better high after repeated use. The slight high from marijuana will no longer be enough, and people will turn to harder drugs such as heroin. Recently, Portugal proved these theories wrong when they decriminalized every single drug known to man. Drug rates in every single area of Portugal dropped, and money was not wasted throwing people in jail over a plant. Adolescents who are known to rebel would have no need to indulge in drugs in this case, because the drug wasn't looked down on in the first place, so there's nothing to rebel against. It's been 12 years later since they implemented these laws, and it's still going strong in Portugal. I'm sure many of you are wondering why it is even illegal in the first place. I mean, it sounds completely harmless and fun, even, God forbid you say that. The reason behind that call is purely greed. Not only is the bud of marijuana useful, but the entire plant itself can be utilized. Hemp has approximately 25,000 uses, which include being used to make rope, paper, lotion, and possibly even fuel for our cars, which could end the gas problem, the oil problem, and electric problem that we face. Hemp would also help deforestation so that we wouldn't have to cut down trees, and it would still provide us some clean air to breathe. It could also help prevent hunger. Hemp seeds are incredibly nutritious and could be used to end all world hunger because it's not hard to get a bunch of seeds. I mean, it wouldn't be that fun to eat either, but that's, luxury. And that is just what the billionaires are afraid of. The rich people want to stay rich, and their corporation is put out of business for the good of mankind, then may they be damned. Greed has led this country to a downfall, something our forefathers would have never predicted to occur. In fact, Benjamin Franklin and Abraham Lincoln, all of them used to grow and supply hemp. I mean, not all of them used to smoke it, but some of the forefathers, it was predicted that they did, but there's really no solid evidence that we could see for that. Our Constitution and Declaration of Independence are scribed upon hemp paper. So, if the laws that we're living by are used on hemp, why is hemp and owning weed illegal? We need to end the greed and hate and spread the love and let the hemp create. Marijuana should without a doubt become fully legalized across our borders. Honestly, I think that marijuana should be legal across the entire earth. Perhaps the calming, soothing effects of THC could bring our brothers across borders closer together and help us combat the evils of the world. I mean, it is a known fact that pot smokers are lazy, which I like to say more peaceful, so maybe war would stop, and if we could end world hunger and get out of debt, this could be America's next cash crop. We used to grow tobacco, and I don't see why this couldn't help us get out of our financial issues. Thank you.